All right, let's go. Day number 11, and it's Saturday, it's weekend, and the title of this video is probably going to be something along the lines of Weekend Slump. So, why is that? Simple, because during the weekend, as you might remember from the last weekend, which I think might have been day 3 or 4, during the weekend, I don't see any instant forms on the the lead ads forms. So basically, I won't even show you the ads right now. So I will more or less tell you what's happening and what's the game plan. Tomorrow will actually be a more interesting day because I will show you some new ads that I will be running because we are on day number 11, right? So besides the fact that it's very cold outside and I'm just coming from a walk, that's why I have this jacket on me. But today is definitely one of those days when you look at the ad account, you see some clicks, but no one is doing anything. And actually, why did I want to talk about the weekend? Simple, because last weekend I think I said the same thing, and I might say this over and over again. Because if you put in some work, or let's say you do some deep work during the weekend, it's totally different from the work that you do during the week. And that's because in most cases, unless you have a bunch of friends, you do have more mental clarity. No one from work usually messages you, pings you during this time, so it's easier to actually think strategically and actually make those important moves, right? Because during the day by day, it's really hard to take the best decisions all the time, right? It's just like on a sales call. You'll have the best salesperson in the world be on a call, and if he didn't wake up with energy, if he didn't sleep well, and just like with an athlete, you can have the best athlete, but they still lose on, let's say, a random day because their body just wasn't at 100%, which was maybe because, let's say, there was too much traffic outside because a random person maybe was driving too slow, right? So I'm bringing in a lot of factors in here, but there's definitely that butterfly effect. That's how it's called, if I'm not mistaken, when just one event can have a multitude of sub effects. But we're going really deep right now. And what I want to actually say is that right now the ads are not doing amazing, but that's not even the goal. Because when you look on a day by day basis, things don't really change that much, meaning that you won't go from 1K to 10K in one day. It might happen if you have like 5 book calls, you close 3 or 4 high ticket deals and so on. But in most cases, things take time, right? And actually, for me, this year, 2025, is the year of, let's say, the personal brand. And give me a second. I didn't open this lamp here, which I think adds some color to the background. So does it look better? I think so. But let's come back. So why do I say of the personal brand? Well, because there are so many capable people in this world, right? I mean, there are maybe 1 million people better than me at Facebook ads. Like if you put us on an ad account and give us all 1 hour to find some insights and so on, I think there are 1 million people better at that. But when it comes to how many are also taking care of their sleep, eating well before work, focusing on the right things, having in their calendar the, let's say, check-ins during the day, right? Because like if someone checks the ad account just one time during the day and someone checks it 4 or 5 times, it is more likely for the one that checks it 4 or 5 times to have better performance over the year, just because you will eventually find some insights due to time investment. And actually, yesterday I did have a call with someone who didn't necessarily find me through paid ads, unfortunately, but through LinkedIn. Basically, from what they told me, they just searched something along the lines of DTC, paid ads, expert, something like that. And fortunately, I was there in the search results. But this is how you get visibility, right? You just post again and again until people start watching you. They know you're here for a long time, because even myself, if I know that someone creates content just to make some money, or they are not even passionate, then I won't be following along, right? Because I'm not as invested, knowing that then they'll just disappear at one point, right? So I guess this is one thing that I can mention right now. I probably won't disappear at all. I mean, I'm already doing content for like 5 years in my native language. So you can find the other channel by just searching my name and seeing the other channel. But this one is actually the more important one long term. It will probably change its name from Felix Grows Ecom Brands to just my name. But right now, the focus is on ecom brands. And I think there's a huge opportunity here, just because 2024 has been a down year. And this is what I actually found out in that conversation that I had yesterday, the discovery call. So that actually means that this year is easier for like any marketer to beat last year's performance, to some extent, because if you suck, you suck. Like, you still need to actually perform, right? But it's easy when you get an account that was handled by someone who didn't put as much effort, right? And I don't want to give too many details here, but it is also about the time, right? And ideally, you never bill by the hour, like, at least here, because who cares if you spend 1 hour or 50 hours, right? Doesn't matter. If there's a certain result, then that's what matters most. So I guess to keep this short or shorter, I won't be showing you the ad account just because there's nothing new in here, except the fact that I did turn off an ad set that was targeting people between 25 to 55. Yeah, it was between 25 and 55, if I'm not mistaken, or it was the lookalike actually. Yeah, I think it was the lookalike, my bad. So that was because no one from the lookalike was like clicking, which is fine for now, but I also think the ads are not good enough. And this is where I'm critical of myself. Like, I know those ads can be better, because I just put up something on Canva. It's not like I overthought the copy. So there is some improvement there as well. But the main thing is that if you put in some more during the weekend, you do get a lot more, because I will actually probably follow up right now during the weekend with some leads on Instagram, chatting, because it is a weekend, right? So you can actually have those more casual conversations. And in most cases, most of us would probably benefit from having more friendlier or casual conversations with the people that we're working with, instead of just being like, all right, jumping on the 30-minute call, all business and so on. Especially if it's, let's say, smaller teams, or yeah, people who might be either the founder, right? If you talk with the founder, then you can also message during the weekend. That's not a problem. So each with their own style, right? And type of clients they want to work with. But to keep this short, I would say that's pretty much it for today. Just some thoughts about the weekend, because ideally we do recharge during the weekend, but that doesn't mean that if you send some DMs, it sucks your energy, right? Like, I probably have here some messages that I also have to respond on LinkedIn. And yeah, if it doesn't take time and you don't have anything else that you are doing, right, then this can be just like a hobby. Instead of going to play golf, to play tennis, you're just DMing with people who you could be working with eventually. Or if you don't work with, then that's not a problem. You're still, let's say, in business. And 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're probably going to be around the same people, more or less, because the people who have an entrepreneurship mindset will still stay in the game. So that's why ideally you do what you like, because you'll do that for years and years. You'll get better, and it's also easier, right? Like, I'm just starting with YouTube right now, but imagine in a few years from now, it will be even better, easier. So right now is like the lowest I'll ever be in terms of the quality or maybe even the content that I'm sharing. So I would say that's pretty much it. Over 10 minutes. So I would say that's enough yapping here. Hope you listened at 1.5 speed or maybe even 2, depending on your comprehension, or just if you want to listen to someone speak slower, if that's what you prefer. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And tomorrow I'll show you the new ads that I will be launching. Hopefully much better than this. So stay tuned and see you tomorrow.